Assalamualaikum. Good evening, yéen waa Gambia. ñu ngi leen a nuyu yéen ñëpp ku nekk sa tur ak sa santa. dañ bëggoon a def a short video rek on two versions, Wolof version and English. lu tax ñu génn tey pour waxtaan ak Gambian si waxtaan ak doomi Gambian si tey mooy affaire yi social security and housing finance corporation ak health sector and lots of other things loo xam ne mu ngi am problem right now in Gambia. ñun ñëpp bàyyi ma lower music bi tuuti mun a lifin just a quick one rek pour woon nit ñi ne desi yëpp depuis démba gis nañ a lot of things lu nekk di xew Gambia, affaire yi social security and affaire yi pension loo xam ne ni tiital na war naa tiital képp kuy doomi Gambian. parce que lu tax ma wax loolu mooy social security soo ko bàyyee xel mooy place bi nga xam ne ñi nga xam ne dañoo liggéey te xëj na amuñ place boo xam ne kawe na comme seen place melut noonu ñooñu dañ leen a deduct ci seen salary, some of them 5%, sometimes ñu deduct la 5% of your salary, then sa organisation bi whoever employs you contribute 15%, muy 20%. if I'm right, time bu ma nekkoon Gambia doon liggéey noonu la doon demee suñ la deductee 5% from your salary, then sa liggéeyukaay fayal la 15%, muy 20%. xaalis boobu lañ dee jël yóbbu ko social security denc ko fa. pour ñu war la ko faa dencal yow mi nga xam ne yaa ngi liggéey te sa loxo xëj na jotul sa gannaaw bu baax, nga gis ne suñ la dencalee xaalis boobu noonu ëllëg soo demee ba nga pension, xaalis boobu sa xaalis la dañ la ko war a jox parce que liggéeyatuloo xëj na pension nga danga nit xaalis boobu noonu pour looy mun a dundalee sa njaboot gi, looy mun a fajee sa yeneen soxla yi. kon su nekkee noonu la demee kon kenn réerewut mbir ne social security dafa important trop. amul benn département boo xam ne mu ngi Gambia bu gën a important social security amut. parce que nag doomi aadama soo demee ba nga xam ne sa doole melatut noonu munatuloo liggéey, understand nga li nga xam ne loolu nga doon save loolu nga doon denca pour sa njaboot gi loolu nga yaakaar su nekkee ne place bu ñu ko denca am na problème kon loolu dafa daw yaram te nekk na loo xam ne képp kuy doomi Gambian war nga koo métitlu te war nga see taxaw because at the end of the day only poor people ñooy soona si lii comme ni ñu ko waxee ñi nga xam ne dooree ko si président bi ak permanent secretary si ak directors yi ak top civil servants yu nekk Gambia seen xaalis nekkul dem social security xëy na most of ñi nga xam ne seen xaalis mooy dem social security mooy ñoo xam ne ay accounts clerk records clerk you name it ay clerk si banque si ak other organisation ñooñu la seen xaalis di dem social security kon social security waruñ koo caaxaane nekk na banxaas boo xam ne dafa am njëriñ trop dafa important trop si koom-koomi Gambia ba pare dafa important trop si liggéeykat yi kon suñ déggee ne problème am na foofu ba déema ñu war a tëj office bi liggéeyuñ loolu doy na jaaxare Gambia te two version story bi dafa am two versions depuis démba maa ngi doon def some investigations am na ñu ma dégga ñu wax ne fa nekka managing director bu nekka social security Manjang dafa am lum nekkoon di def according to some people xëy na jox na some people some promotions ak scholarships yoo xam ne yeneen staff si ànduñ si so ñu disgruntled after ñu bëri wax nañ ne problème bi foofu la starté am na ñeneen tam ñu génn ne non problème bi du loolu am na ñu wax ne problème bi mooy ne Manjang si boppam is doing good am na xam-xam bu baax si affaire yi finance and since bu mu demee social security he is doing well am na ñu wax ne sax he made up to $85 million his profit last year I don't know how true that story is but dégg naa loolu so because dafa am ñu ne ku fa nekkoon njiit social security koo xam ne moom dafa nekkoon foofu xëj na di def njuuj njaaj comme di jël xaalis bi di ko déposit si banque si ba pare su ko déposité si banque si interest bi moom si boppam dafa ubbi own account am in his name di dom foofu interest bi si own account am personal account am di ko use ñu ne loolu moo tax am na ñu wax ne loolu moo tax bi dis Manjang ñëwee mu stop loolu yëpp after ñoom ñu mere ko so ñu gang up against him understand nga and then ñu waxaa some of the staffs then guy gang up against him pour bugga ko faa génne ngir su génnee ñu mun a continuer seen njuuj njaaj ak seen tappale yu ñu doon def foofu noonu si biir social security waaye nag whatever the case may be man mënumaa wax ne loolu dëgga la mënumaa wax ne du dëgga because different versions la kii dafaa ñëw wax lii tey ëllëg kële ñëw wax something different waaye ak lu mun a xew man lu maa wax mooy the president should take step immediately Barrow dafa war a génn mu régler problème bi te régler ko in such a way boo xam ne ñi nga xam ne seen xaalis mu ngi faa dem biir social security ëllëg duñ dem ba pension di ñàkka jot seen xaalis loolu axa boobu noonu képp koo xam ne yaa ngi lekk xaalis boobu wala yaa ngi koo dugal foo xam ne waruloo koo dugal axa boobu dina la leer ne dina la toppa bi sa bàmmeel parce que alali doomi aadama ñoo xam ne nii amuñ yow yaa leen ëppale ñooñu nga nekk di lekk seen xaalis te loolu ñooñu duñ la ko mus a baalal te dina la toppa lu ma bëgg a wax mooy problème bi bari na wax bi bari na I was surprised in fact dama tiit sax I was very surprised démba bi ma gisee head of the army CDS Kinte mu dem foofu di waxaa staff si I was so surprised because li ma surprised loo mooy ne loolu du liggéey CDS to be honest du liggéeyam CDS am na leneen lu mu war a def am na leneen feneen fu mu war a mun a dem loolu du liggéeyam IGP bi tam di same thing gis naa ko fa kooku tam loolu du liggéeyam understand so lii dafa wone ne réew mi si boppam nu moo doxee dafa tiital ñu bari te this is the right time pour président bi step up mu ngi def loo xam ne ni Gambian si loolu lañ expect si moom parce que nag since day one bu ñu doon form coalition bi mu nekk flag bearer of the coalition boobu since day boobu la waroon a xam ne dafa Gambian si dañ am si moom yaakaar because the thing is the moment nga accept ne yow you are the flag bearer of the coalition war ngaa xam ne am na lu rëy lu laa xaar ëllëg soo winee because jiite réew dafa uti ak jiite whatever division district or sa kër réew soo ko jiitee you have to be firm on your words ba pare foog nga nekk nit koo xam ne doo bañ ku la sika the moment yaa ngi start di daw ku la sika rek as a president dangaa fail that's the truth because the moment accept nga to take the mantle of leadership since day one biñ la selected as the coalition's flag bearer after loolu nga campaign you went around the country nga promise leen ne di nga leen jox democracy and di nga indi rule of law understand nga di nga follow the Gambian constitution since then nga war a xam ne liggéey bu rëy nga am te nekkul liggéey bu tuuti secondly after campaign ñu dem elections nit ñi am si yow yaakaar ñu votal la nga win after boo winee emut foofu de we still follow the constitution nga waat nga téye alxuraan nga waat ne you will defend the interests of the Gambians you will defend the Gambia according to the provision of the constitution without fear or favor affection or ill will foog naa loolu moo nekk si oath bi bokk na si oath bi képp koo xam ne yaa ngi hold public office muy président bi muy ministre bi muy vice président bi that you took an oath that you will follow the provision of the constitution without fear or favor affection or ill will waaye tey lu ñoo gis Gambia dafa daw yaram lu ñoo gis dafa mel ni oath bi si boppam lu taxoon mu jóg ñu ngi koo wàcca sarta oath bi ñu ngi koo wàcca tey parce que tey ñu ngee gis affection ñu ngee gis fear ñu ngee gis favor te loolu moo nekk si oath bi gis nañ lot of affection gis nañ lot of favor gis nañ lot of fear te loolu yëpp su xappu ne rek the Gambia is going down the drain ba pare li nga xam ne ñun dañ ko fight ñëpp a ko fight mooy 22 years of dictatorship ñun ñëpp we fight it in our own ways ku nekk am na loo si contribute in one way or the other ñeneen ñi financially ñeneen ñi morally ñeneen ñi physically you name it ñeneen ñi ñaan nañ spiritual lu nekk ñaan nañ def nañ lu nekk pour Yaya Jammeh génna so therefore suñ succeedé ba nga xam ne léegi Yaya génna na less than 2 years ñu nekk in this from one drama to another from one problem to another therefore loolu nekkul loo xam ne nit ñi séntu woon nañ ko to be honest nit ñi séntu wuñ loolu ba pare léegi nit ñi ñu ngee seen yaakaar mu ngee génna bu baax seen yaakaar mu ngee tas because buñ di moment Yaya Jammeh génna na ñëpp dañ expectoon ne léegi Gambie dina nekk a new country nañ am a new democracy rule of law dina am nit ñi dinañ respect seen liggéey président bi dina génna mu rule the country according to the provision of the constitution waaye dafa mel ni loolu yëpp yaakaar boobu yëpp tey mu ngee tas dan moo tax yaakaar boobu di tas that's the big question boobu foog naa président bi war naa toog ak moom ak cabinetam bi yëpp ñu toog ak yéen ñu xalaat ñun de bu ñu Gambien si doon votal dafa am lu ñu yaakaaroon si ñun am na lu ñu doon séntu si ñun ndax ñun ñu ngee doxal loolu are we working up to expectation ndax nit ñi luñ expectoon si ñun tey ñun ñu ngee deliver loolu that's the $1 million question te let us be honest let us call a spade waxuma ne nekkuñ di deliver but lu nit ñi yaakaaroon si ñoom gisanguñ ko mbokk am na yu bari yoo xam ne mu ngee dem Gambia tey kenn expectutoon ko leena dama ko day wax am na ñoo xam ne some elements yoo xam ne ni ñu ngi Gambia bëgguñ président Barrow succeed and they are doing everything pour tarnish image government am bi but then at the end of the day it's up to him pour moom mu def thorough investigation pour xam ñooñu ñan ñoo nekk di tarnish image government am bi because we have a nation to build and time is not on our side and only one day bu social security stoppé muy démba bu ñu ko tëjee liggéeyuñ they lose hundreds of thousands of dollars and they are not doing it to they won't be affected somehow it's only the taxpayers that are going to be affected. ñoo xam ne seen contributions yi ñu ngee dem social security ñooñu la affect directly, and they are innocent. Those people are innocent. They are just people who go to work every day, with their hand and dalasis, with the token they are contributing to social security, so that tomorrow when they retire, they can get something in return in forms of dividends and pensions and whatever. So therefore, if you deny them all those things because of your selfish interest, whoever is behind this thing, I think they should try to come together and try to solve this problem amicably. Because at the end of the day, it's only the poor taxpayers that would suffer in this problem. I am very, very much disappointed that this problem has been dragging since day one. And it has reached a stage whereby it is very catastrophic. We have a long way to go. I always say this. Gambia, we have a long way to go. Like, if you are given examples, you always look at your neighbors. Whether we like it or not, Senegal is our closest neighbor. And Senegal is moving far ahead of Gambia. That's the truth. In every aspect, be it health, agriculture, education, infrastructure, you name it, they are moving far ahead of us. We don't have time to be coming on social media to discuss about this government. We are not coming here to criticize anybody. We are not coming here to tarnish the image of the president or the government. But at the end of the day, Gambia belongs to every Gambian. We all have something at stake. When Gambia is good, it's good for all of us. We have something at stake, of course. We have stuff in Gambia. So if everything is working fine, we would all enjoy. But if things goes wrong, we would also have, would all suffer. The president is there. He is the Alpha and the Omega. He is the leader of the country. And we are calling on him every time when things happen. We tend to come on social media to call on him to step up. Yes, just yesterday I saw one video by a renowned Gambian who was saying that, lawyer Ousainou Darboe is the head of the government, he should step up, blah, blah. He was saying a lot of things. I was like, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. Lawyer Darboe, the vice president, he's not the head of government. If you say that, then it means you don't know the system of government in Gambia. Or you don't understand what government is. The Gambia has a presidential system of government, whereby the president is both head of state and head of government. So this is Adama Barrow. He's both head of state and head of government because we operate a presidential system of government. It's not like Senegal. If it is Senegal will have parliamentary system of government, whereby the president is only head of state, but the prime minister is the head of government. But in Gambia, the president is the Alpha and the Omega. He's both head of state and head of government. So if anything goes wrong, we would blame him. Likewise, if things goes on the right direction, we would also praise him. That is what is called constructive criticism. We are not here to criticize only, bad things happening. If you do good things, we would also praise him. Anyway, I cannot talk about other people. I can only talk for myself. I personally, if Barrow do something positive, if Barrow do something that is good for Gambia, I would come back and praise him. But if he do otherwise, I would also criticize him. That is democracy. And when we were voting Barrow, before we vote him into office, he promised us that the moment Yaya Jammeh is gone, dictatorship is gone. He's going to give us democracy. He's going to give us rule of law, and he's going to follow the constitution. He's going to rule the country according to the provision of the constitution. And it's the same constitution that gives us the right to criticize constructively, to criticize when things are going wrong. And that's what we are doing now. We are not coming here to castigate or to tarnish anybody's image. We are not trying to denigrate anybody, but we are just coming here to call a spade a spade. Gambians are tired, to be honest. from one problem to another. We need these problems to be solved amicably, and to try to avoid a repeat of such kind of problems. Gambia is not a big country. It's still less than 2 million people. So I see no reason why we should be having, chaos. We should be having problems here and there. It's only down to some greedy people. That's the truth. There are some greedy and very unscrupulous elements in our various workplaces in Gambia. And in each department you go in Gambia, there are this kind of people there. People who never want the government to progress, who never wants anything good in Gambia. The only thing they want is, what they get. The only thing they want is corruption at the end of the day. Ways and means to squander our funds. It's very sad. A country less than 2 million people, we still cannot develop. We still cannot have stable electricity. We still cannot have good roads, good hospitals. It's terrible. Look at the recent incident that happened at the teaching hospital, RVH. This blood bag issue. It happened just a couple of weeks ago. And now this, again, social security. Where are we heading, Gambia? Where are we heading to? If we've already branded the good name that was branded on this government in the beginning, in the early days when they uprooted Yahya Jammeh. The good name they had that was branded on them, they are now tarnishing that good name. The good name is being dented. They are denting the good image they had in the beginning. But then, at the end of the day, it's never too late. They can still correct it. It's never too late. And I believe we can still give Barrow a chance to prove us wrong. Yes, we are not coming here, like they say, our detractors. We are not coming here to detract anybody. I don't even believe this detractor thing or anything, because, when it comes to Gambia, we are all Gambians. Gambia belongs to all of us, and we all have right in every way to contribute towards the development of the Gambia and to contribute towards the democratization process of the country. So, we are not coming here to detract anybody, but we are coming here to call a spade a spade. It's very serious. These are small issues that can, go a long way to affect your government, Mr. President. This is the problem. It's not only Gambia. This is African problem, to be honest. We have to change our attitudes. Attitudinal change. We have to change our attitudes towards work, towards everything. Corruption, nepotism, you name it. Unless we eradicate these things, we are not moving an inch. Africa is a rich continent. You go to the Congos, Nigeria, and you name them. They have oil, gold, diamond. But then at the end of the day, Africa, being the richest continent, we are still the poorest. Because of what? Bad management, bad leadership, bad governance. The list goes on and on and on and on. Unless we have, charismatic leaders that see the country first before themselves or before their families, leaders that put Africa's interest first in everything they do. Unless we have that, we are not moving an inch. That's why anywhere you go, be it Europe, America, or Asia, anywhere, you have Africans, lots of Africans there. At the end of the day, we don't want to be here. We want to be in our country. There is no place like home. But then, if our environment, our countries don't create the conducive environments for us to stay there, we would leave. That's why you have a lot of people, some people going through the back ways and some dying in the river and all that. A lot of tragedies. you know, a lot of disasters happening, but still people are going. Yeah. Every time, you know, even those who are venturing into this dangerous sea, going through the back way, you think they don't know that people are dying? They know. They know that people are dying, and they are seeing it in the news, they are seeing it everywhere, but yet still they are venturing into these dangerous journeys simply because they don't have hope in their country. They are hopeless in their own country. They don't give them conducive environment. They don't give them materials. They don't give them chance to make it in their own country. That's why they are living. Who wants to die? Nobody. Nobody wants to die. We all want to live. Honestly, if we had the opportunities we have in the West, if we have it at home, we would not move an inch. Nobody will risk their life in those dangerous high tide seas. But then at the end of the day, if you know that you don't have hope in your country, this is what happens. This problem is beyond Barrow. Like I said, Barrow, to be honest, can be blamed to some extent, but sometimes we also have to remember that Barrow inherited a lot of problem. He inherited like 22 years of, you know, I don't even know how to, the correct word to use. 22 years of mismanagement, 22 years of corruption, 22 years of murder, torture, jail, and everything, you name it. We all know that he cannot fix that within this short period. And Gambian expectation is very high. And that's one of the problems why all these things are happening. Because Gambia had very, very high expectation when Barrow came. Because they think that what was done in 22 years, all those scandals, all those corruption, everything can be fixed within a short period. It can happen. He cannot fix it within a short period. But at the end of the day, what we are telling him is for him to step up and know that he is in charge. He is the Alpha and the Omega. He is the custodian of the Gambian constitution. He is the chief executive. He is holding the highest position in that country. Some heads need to roll. Some people need to go. That's the truth. If some people are in the system and they don't want, you know, to the country to move forward, get rid of them. The pension funds are meant for people who are contributing, whose 5% salary and 15% contribution of their organization is being paid into Social Security. Those are the people who own that money. Not any greedy managing director or a politician or whatever. The truth should be said. I'm not going to, I would not like, because I am an opposition or I'm not supporting the government or whatever, but then the truth has to be said. And the truth will only set us free. Social security problem needs to be addressed. It needs to be investigated thoroughly. And it should be addressed once and for all. And whatever the case may be, the interest of the contributors must come first. The interest of those who are contributing their money in Social Security every month, those whose salaries have been deducted every month and paid into their accounts in Social Security, those people's interest must come first before any managing director or any staff or any board member or whatever. Those people's interest must come first. Because without them, there wouldn't be Social Security in the first place. Without those people, there wouldn't be Social Security. But because, people are just putting their 15%, 20% contributions, and because you have maybe 200,000 contributors and that multiplies into millions, and you happen to be a very corrupt manager or MD or whatever, you think you are a millionaire, you're stealing people's money, putting it into banks, taking the interest. That's very inhuman. It's barbaric. And it's very un-Gambian. No right-thinking human being should behave like that. If you take people's money and start building mansions, you think you are clever. My friend, one day you will pay for it. Even if you don't pay it here, you will pay it hereafter. That's the truth. It's not only about social security. It's every institution in Gambia. If anybody is taking public funds, mismanaging public funds, putting it into your personal use, building houses, building whatever, know that you will pay that money to the last butut. You will pay it. You will either pay it here or you'll pay it hereafter. It's up to you. Because those are monies that belongs to people. They don't give it to you. It's not your property. That's why you are paid a salary. That's why you are paid every month. You are paid to safeguard that money. But then, it all comes down to one thing. Greediness. You know. That's why when we sometimes we talk about patriotism, we just use the word patriotism, but we don't even know the meaning of patriotism. Patriotism involves all these things I'm talking about. Because if you are patriotic, you will not mismanage any public fund. Because why? You will see the country first in everything you do. You will see the country first in everything you do. And if you see the country first, if you see Gambia first, there is no way you will be corrupt. There is no way you will mismanage public funds. Honestly, this is a very serious issue. It's very serious. You know, we cannot live from one scandal to another, from one problem to another. Yeah, because the thing is, sometimes I think, don't get me wrong, sometimes I just think like, yeah, because people now believe nobody is going to put them in mile two. Nobody is going to kill them or whatever. That's why they are doing whatever they want to do. You give them office, they mismanage funds. They steal funds. They do whatever they want to do. People going out there, strike, doing rubbish. You know, whatever, if you cannot work, it's very simple. Tender your resignation letter and leave. Nobody is forcing you to work. Honestly, nobody is forcing no one to work. At the end of the day, you are paid salary. You are not working for free. You are paid. If you cannot work, you tender your resignation. Go home. As simple as that. That is if what they say Manjang is doing, if that is true, if he's working hard and giving Social Security a lot of profits, bringing a lot of profits and etc., if that is true, you know, then whoever don't want that should go. That's what we want. That is what we want in Gambia. You know, we want people like him to be in our institutions. We don't want people who would come and milk our institutions for their personal interests. It's happening. A lot of people are there in Gambian public offices. They are milking the Gambian economy. They are milking our funds. They are diverting funds for their personal use. Organizing unnecessary, meetings, traveling, pardons, you name it. Conferences. Anywhere they know they can get money, they would anything they think when they do they can get money from it, they will do it. They don't care about their oath of office. But then at the end of the day, it all comes down to one thing. It all comes down to, your integrity as a person. You know, just putting on your suit and your necktie and whatever, looking like a diplomat does not make you one. Diplomacy has nothing to do with what you put on. It's inside your heart. It's your behavior, your attitude towards work. your honesty, and everything. That's what diplomacy is all about. But some of them, like if you meet a minister or permanent secretary or director or whatever, if you tell them that they are not, diplomats, or they are not, whatever, they become angry. But it's not the suit you put on that makes you, being a professional or a diplomat or whatever you call it. It's your attitude towards work, your patriotism, your honesty, your integrity. But now it's fading away, sadly. All those things, all those values, all those good things we had is fading away. We don't enjoy coming to Facebook Live or any other video talking about Gambian issues, talking about government issues. We don't enjoy doing it. But at the end of the day, we have no choice. We have to do it. We don't have choice. We have to do it. Because the Gambia, like I always said in all my videos, the Gambia belongs to every Gambian, regardless of where you are coming from. It belongs to every single Gambian. And would not allow any Gambian to jeopardize the democracy we fought for. We cannot eradicate corruption if we don't change our attitudes. It's not only a Gambian problem. Sadly, it's a continental problem. It's the whole of Africa. We need to change our attitudes towards work. Unless we change our attitudes, we cannot eradicate corruption. And if we cannot eradicate corruption, we cannot develop. That's why Africa is still lacking behind in everything. It's not because we don't have resources. It's not because we don't have educated people. Of course, we have them. We have intellectuals. We have Africans that are very, very educated in every aspect. Health, education, agriculture, infrastructure, you name it. We have lots of Africans that are in the diaspora, in the West, in America, you name them. They are doing well there. But then they cannot go back to Africa to contribute their quota towards the African development. Because the thing is, they don't have faith in our governments. The way our governments are run is not good. It's far below their expectations. And then you cannot blame them. Sometimes you hear people saying, wow, what is this guy doing? Instead of you sitting in America or in other part of the world, you got this, you are a professional in that area. Why don't you go back to your country and help your country? But then if you don't have faith in your government, there is no way you will go back and help. That is what is holding many Africans in the diaspora. We must change our attitudes. Don't ask for people's vote if you know that you cannot give them what they want. As simple as that. Nobody forced anybody to be a leader. Nobody forced anyone to be a flag bearer of any coalition or anything. But if you accept it, know that there is a big responsibility, a big challenge ahead of you. And people are waiting for you to deliver. Of course, you are not a saint or whatever. We are not expecting you to deliver 100% in everything or every area or every sector. But at least things like health, education, agriculture, those are the backbone of the Gambia, the Gambian economy. Those areas, we expect you to perform very well in those areas. Health cannot be compromised. A healthy nation is a wealthy nation. And the Edward Francis RVTH, the teaching hospital, is the main referral hospital in the country. It is very, very sad the other time when I heard about these blood bag issues. And some people are even saying that some nurses don't even have enough gloves to cover their whole shift for a day, which is very sad. They need resources to carry out their duties effectively. You know, all these things are, people think they are minor things, but at the end of the day, they are big things. Because some people, you know, Gambia, some people, when they are sick, next minute they are evacuated to Dhaka. That is those who can afford it. Certain sicknesses, when you have it, they will evacuate you to Dhaka. That is those people who can afford to go to Dhaka. What about if you cannot afford it? You know, all these things are things we need to investigate thoroughly and find a lasting solution to it. The Ministry of Health need to do a thorough investigation. Go to RVTH, ask them. You have the doctors there, you have the directors or whatever, you know, medical directors, whatever you call them. Ask them what their constraints are, their challenges, their problems. You know, jot it down. If need be, form an ad hoc committee that would look into the problems of RVTH, starting from the grassroots level, because that's where the problem is. Because if you just, treat it at the top, it's of no use. You have to start at the grassroots level. Even if that committee, that ad hoc committee, even if it has to be there for 1 year or 2 years, it's worth it. Let them do a thorough investigation and know the problems, know the constraints of the hospital, know everything. And then they can come up with their recommendations. And when the recommendations come, don't just keep them in your cupboard. You have to work on them. Even if you don't have the funds to do that, you can do it bit by bit and prioritize. Try to prioritize and start with the most urgent and needed ones. And treat them one by one. Treat them according to your financial capability. And sooner or later, you are there. Before you know it, you've achieved a lot. But then you, as a minister, you cannot just sit in the four corners of your office with your very comfortable AC. Sitting there from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. or 5 p.m., whatever the case may be, and go back home. Using very, very, conducive, very good vehicles. You are living a flamboyant life. In the office, you have your AC, you have everything. Your car, you have your AC in your car. You have, luxurious cars. Even if you go back home, you have AC at your home and everything, at the expense of taxpayers. Yes, you deserve it. You because you are in that position. Nobody says you shouldn't enjoy those things because they are attached to the position. It's not you, it's attached to the position. We are not saying that you should not enjoy that. Yeah, you should enjoy it. Even if I was there, I would do the same. But at the end of the day, enjoy it, but then work for the people. Try to work for the people who put you in that position you are enjoying today. Unless you do that, you don't deserve what you are enjoying. That's the truth. Unless you do that, you don't deserve that position. You don't deserve that car, that official car. You don't deserve the AC in your office. Or all the flamboyant lifestyle you are living. You don't deserve it. Unless you are serving the population. Because without them, you cannot get those things. For example, if you are sacked today, you lose all those privileges. The moment you are sacked, all your official cars, your whatever, goes back to government. So that to serve as an example to you, to know that they gave you those things for you to work for the Gambia. We have a nation to build. But unfortunately, we are still not on track. That's the truth. For almost 2 years, we are still not on track. We are at a standstill. If you deny me, provide me with evidences that we are on track. Tangible evidences, I mean. I'm not just talking about evidence. I mean tangible ones. Provide me with tangible evidences that we are on track. We are not. But like I said, it's never too late. It's never too late to go back on track. If you put the right people in the right positions, God-fearing people, people who are ready to work, people who always see Gambia first in everything they do, honestly, would soon be on track. Gambia is bigger than a system whereby we have to recycle people who have been there during Yahya Jammeh's time. It's sad. It's 1.8 million the last time I checked. According to the last statistics, Gambia is over 1.8 million people. And out of that 1.8 million people, you have lots of people to choose from. You don't have to recycle Yahya Jammeh's people back to the government. You don't have to. Who said that the rest of the Gambians cannot run those positions, cannot man those positions? Who said that they are not capable enough? Who said that they don't have experience and qualifications and everything required to man those positions? Of course they are. They have it. But then if you start recycling those people who have been there with Yahya Jammeh, whining and dining with him, doing everything with him, if you start recycling those people back to the system, then something is wrong. Let us call a spade, Gambia. It's high time we all take this responsibility. It is everybody's responsibility. As far as you are a Gambian, you have something at stake in this. Anyway, it has been a very long video. I just wanted to make it short, but I mean, because of so many things happening at the same time, that's why it's a bit long. I do apologize to everyone who is watching at the moment. I have to cut the video here because it's already a long one, and it was never my intention to make it this long. But then at the end of the day, looking at all the burning issues that is unfolding now in Gambia, when you start a video, you cannot make it short. Because if you want to address all of these issues, not all, but most of the issues, if you want to address it, it must be a very long video. But then the aim and objective of making this video is not to show off or to, try to come on Facebook Live or what. It's just for us to show to Gambians that we are concerned. We are concerned. And we love Gambia. That's why we are doing this. We want Gambia to be among the best countries in the world, not only in Africa, but in the world. And it's possible. It's very possible. But then unless we have the right people in the right places, God-fearing people, we would not achieve that. You cannot put a round peg in a square hole and expect results. It's not possible. So thank you very much for your time, all the viewers, and have a pleasant evening. Thank you. Bye.